Welcome to another one of my videos. Today I would like to take a look at the new hit game, Class 2B. It's a fighting game. It's a 3v3 fighting game where like a bunch of characters just like fight each other and to their death, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So today I would like to talk about all the characters and my thoughts on them. I would also give like a basic guide on like when you should play them and how you should play them. Well, hope you enjoy my video. The first character we will be talking about is Kelvin. He is the tank priest character with the appearance of a retarded version of Doraemon. He specializes in a barrage of weak attacks and healing skills, with his most powerful skills being Bible Smash, Drink Fanta, and my favorite one called Useless Gadget. His ultimate is Heavenly Bowling Ball, which deals high amounts of damage and stuns enemies. However, he would take a bit of damage after using this skill, so be careful. Overall, he is a pretty fun character to play, though he is a little bit slow. It's Alvin, the idiotic prefect. He is tall, skinny, and extremely ugly. He focuses on confusing enemies and then releasing high damage attacks that are easy to dodge. His best skills include Rice War and Prefect Badge into the face. His ultimate is Doorway to Hell, which has one of the coolest animations in the game, but is one of the hardest to execute. It sends the enemy outside of school, then a bunch of ugly Alvin faces starts to run towards the enemy. But once the enemy reaches the doorway, Alvin smashes it into their face full force, dealing extremely high damage, causing brain damage, and has a 5% chance to insta-kill the enemy. I do not suggest playing this character if you are new to the game, but once you get the hang of it, I definitely recommend you to play him. I would be talking about is Norris, the Smiling Demon. As you can probably tell from his name, he is, well, an interesting character to say the least. This character specializes in psychological damage and forcing the enemy to hurt himself. His defense and speed is extremely low. However, he has a variety of skills to confuse and brainwash the enemy, with the most powerful ones being and big wide smile. His ultimate is the Smiling Purgatory, in which he does a terrifying smile. So terrifying that it causes the enemy to start hallucinating. It makes the enemy feel as if it's trapped in a room in which everything is just smiling at him constantly. After an unknown amount of time, the enemy snaps out of it and it deals a lot of damage. He is the strongest character in the game if used correctly, but also the hardest one. Play him if you want a challenge. The next character is Scorfield, the Failed Simp. His fighting style is trying to seduce the enemy, but doing it so badly that the enemy takes a bit of damage themselves. He is the glass cannon character. All his attacks deal decent amounts of damage, but also does a bit of recall damage. So this character takes a good bit of strategy to master. His best skills are Kiss in the Mouth, I Have AIDS, and Warm Tight Hug. His ultimate is called Proposal, where he proposes his love to the enemy. However, the enemy naturally just rejects him, which causes him to go berserk, smashing the ring right into the enemy's eyes and knee him in the stomach. This attack deals high amounts of damage and also blinds the enemy, but once you use it, you won't be able to attack for 5 seconds, as you are in a state of depression. He is also one of the few characters with a hidden combo skill. His skill is activated when he is teamed with Augustin. In the skill, they punch the enemy at the same time, causing them to faint, and they start playing football with his body. It deals medium damage and it's extremely hard to do. This character is Augustin, the harem protagonist. Despite being Scorfield's friend in the lore, he is the polar opposite of Scorfield. He is the summoner character who summons girls to fight for him. However, he has a really low health and attack. His best skills are Summon Girl and Seduce. His ultimate is Charming Prince, in which he sends a selfie onto his Instagram account, Then a large amount of girls start running towards Augustin, trampling all the enemies. It deals medium damage but hits all the enemies, and also summons one high-level girlfriend, which boosts team speed and attack by 5%. And as I mentioned before, he has a special combo skill with Scorfield. The next character is Ivan, the fighting berserker. He is unique as he has two modes. The calm mode, where he has plus 50% defense but minus 50% damage, and the berserker mode, where he has 75% damage but attacks the nearest enemy, ally or not. The player can switch between the modes with a 3-second cooldown, which makes him one of the hardest yet most fun character to play. His skills are Big Punch, Bigger Punch, and a lot of punches. His ultimate is Jichawalei, in which he goes rabid and starts doing a barrage of attacks onto the enemy. He attacks a total of 50 times for 10 damage each. Every one of the attacks are blockable, though every attack cancels your blocks, so it's extremely hard to block them all. The attack is lethal if you can't even block like 30 of them when you're not playing a tank. His uniqueness makes him one of my favorite characters. Here is Terry, the big brain guy. He has low health and is easy to crit. In addition, he is the most confusing character in the game that involves a lot of planning and predicting. However, once you know how to play him correctly, he is easily one of the most annoying characters to deal with. His playstyle is placing down traps and avoiding face-to-face combat, with the strongest skills being Rice Trap, Guitar Bomb, and Chain Reaction. His ultimate is Quick Maths, in which he starts designing one of the 3 machines that the player can choose from. The first one being a gigantic robot to protect Terry, the second one being a trap that causes all traps to activate on the enemy who stands on the trap, and the final gadget being a laser sniper which deals medium damage and has 10 ammo. He is the most strategy-based character and is the character with the highest skill cap. A great character overall. The next character is Dick. He is the tanky robot character with the most amount of skills in the game, specializing in long combos. His best skills are Dicking System Overload, Blaster Accelerate, Dicking Burger, Dicking Punch, and Dick Smash. His ultimate is Dicking Special, in which he pins the enemy down onto the ground with his special's extra sticky dicking sauce. He then starts flying up into the air. Once he reaches space, he starts falling onto the enemy. Once he falls down, he causes a large explosion and insta-kills the pinned enemy. He also deals medium damage to all other enemies on the field, but it also insta-kills himself. It's a good last resort when you get in a bad situation. Dick is quite the hard character to get the hang of, but he's really fun. This character is my favorite one out of them all. He is Jason Ip, the assassin tank character. Despite being a tank, his playstyle is mainly being sneaky and trying to get close to enemies to deal insane amounts of damage. He has really slow walk speed and an extremely short range, but they are balanced out by his skills that focus on utility, with the best ones being Underrated, Nothing Personnel Kid, and Crushing Grab. His ultimate is really hard to execute, but once you do it, it would be extremely satisfying. It is called Sneaky Minigun, in which he grabs the enemy from behind, throws him into the air, and takes out a minigun and shreds through the enemy. It insta-kills the enemy and causes fear to all other enemies for the rest of the game. It's hard to execute as it only activates when you are extremely close and behind the enemy. The next character I'm talking about is probably the most well-known character out there, being the mascot of the game. He is Booger Lamb, the Booger Fighter. Just as its name suggests, he uses boogers to fight. He is a long-range projectile fighter with a medium health and normal speed. He mainly tries to weaken and poison the enemy at range while dealing small amounts of damage, with skills such as Penetrating Booger, Dead Skin Boomerang, and Golden Mushroom Beef Roll. His ultimate is Wall of Boogers, in which he throws some extra sticky boogers onto the enemy's feet, starts to build a giant wall of boogers in front of the enemy, and smashes it down onto him, dealing medium damage, slowing and weakening the enemy. He is the best character for starters and a decent character for veterans. Blah blah blah, whatever. He's the most overpowered character in the game, who is Ocean, the muscular man. He one-shots all enemies with his attack, but his attacks are extremely slow. He has no skills, but he has an ultimate, which is Big Swipe. He swipes through the entire map, stunning every enemy for 5 seconds. But he can't move for 7 seconds after the attack, so yeah. If you can strategically place all his attacks and time your ultimate, you will be the absolutely best support character and the enemy killer, with his only weakness being his extremely slow movement speed, which makes him an easy target for enemies. Next is Arthur Lamb, the puppeteer character. He's another gimmicky character like Alvin, being the hardest character in the game, and also the weakest one overall. However, he is really fun to play too, just like Ivan. He can fall asleep in 3 seconds anytime mid-match and wake up in 3 seconds. He couldn't move when he's asleep, that's probably pretty obvious, and he gets slowed 3 seconds after waking up. His base speed is fast and has decent health. When he is awake, his main skills are Weak Slap, Spinning Arms, and Angry Scream. His ultimate when he is awake is Meme Showcase. It is the worst ultimate in the game. All it does is that it confuses every enemy in the field. However, when he is asleep, a dark shadow manifests, which he controls. The dark shadow cannot take damage, only the main body can. The shadow focuses on putting enemies to sleep and dealing high damage attacks to them. However, he can only attack sleeping enemies. His skills include Nightmare, Sleepy Time, and Wet Dream. His ultimate is Semen Demon Beat Meat Meme Dream Eat, in which he suddenly forces large amounts of memes into all sleeping enemies' dreams, with a semen demon furiously beating his meat to it. Then the dreams shift to the most vivid thought of a gigantic Arthur just chomping away your face. It deals high damage to all sleeping targets and causes fear to them, and it also wakes them up. The next character is Horace, the engineer. His playstyle is pretty similar to Terry's, but only a bit more offensive, and it needs a little bit less strategy. In the Universal lore, he is the one who created the dicking machine and has many more inventions. His base health is low and he only has an average speed, but that is compensated by his great skills, which includes Turret, Exploding Decoy, and Electric Fences. His ultimate is Real Life Anime Girl, in which he places an Anime Girl hologram. It attracts all enemies to stand near it and touch it. Once all 3 enemies are touching it, it explodes, dealing medium damage to all enemies, changing their location and weakening them all. Character knockback whatever is Volver. He is the weeb fighter with the power of anime and JoJo on his side. He completely crushes the meta of the game, sitting comfortably at the spot of being the 3rd best character in the game. He has 4 modes to cycle from: the punchy ghost mode, the edgy blade mode, the pirate who really likes eating fruits mode, and the screaming laser muscular man mode. Every mode has one unique ability. Whenever he uses one of the abilities, the mode cycles onto the next mode, which forces you to change playstyles. However, this isn't really a problem, as all his modes are pretty simple and strong. His ultimate is Ultimate Culture, in which he takes 3 dark blades from the part-timer Demon Lord, who is from another world, who reincarnated as a slime with a useless water goddess and never dies. Whenever he dies, he gets possessed by a witch and comes back to life. He starts to breathe in some air, which is converted into zappy sunlight on one blade, water on the other blade, and the third one stays normal. A punchy ghost who can stop time appears behind him and stops time. He Naruto runs through the enemy and puts all the swords back into his Doraemon pouch. After the time stop is done, a Danganronpa execution instantly happens onto the enemy, and a pack of familiar anime girls faint in the background. This does extremely high damage and confuses the other animes. I would think Volver needs a nerf to his movement speed and maybe make his ability a bit more hard to do. Colin, next character. He is joke character. He is the most useless character in the game. He has low health, high speed. He only has one ability, which is Scream. It does absolutely nothing. His ultimate is Gualimeshia, in which he covers his mouth, uses two fingers to point at the enemies, and just says, Gualimeshia! He attracts all enemies towards him. The only redeeming point about him is his ultimate, which can lure enemies into him to use him as bait, which is his only use. Bosco. He is the rice-producing maniac character. He has the highest speed in the game, but also the lowest health in the game. He mainly focuses on debuffing the enemies and supporting his allies. His best skills are Rice Pump, Sticky Rice, and Energized Rice. His ultimate is Rice Flood, in which he jumps into a giant barrel on top of one of his factories, takes a hammer, and breaks a hole in it. It causes rice to flood over the entire map. It deals medium damage to all enemies and heals all allies. It also boosts all allies' speed by 5% and their damage by 10%. He is the character for you healers out there who just want to help your team out and not die.
Oh god, this video is getting too long. Okay, next character, Owen. Speed normal, damage normal, edgy gamer character. He focuses on ranged attacks and debuffing enemies. His best skills are Edgelord Speech, Gamer Toxicity, and 360 No Scope. His ultimate is the Dark General, in which darkness consumes the entire map for no reason. Only his face is lit up in the darkness. As he strikes an edgy pose, his face turns into a crazy yandere smiles, and he starts pummeling one of the enemies. The lights turn back on as one of the enemies is seen turn into mincemeat. Owen, covered in blood, acts all nice and innocent. This ultimate deals lethal damage to one enemy and causes fear to everyone, including allies. Character, Pravin, fear character, focused on scaring people and being sneaky. Best skills, Ghostly Howl, Misty Steps, and Spook. Ultimate is Spooky Scary Pravins, in which Pravin summons ghosts to dance with him. Music starts playing. They surround one of the enemies and slowly get closer. As the background music gets slower and slower, it starts to get interrupted by some static noise. Screen gets blurry, with a spooky Pravin face in inverted colors appear. The next thing we see is the enemy, completely pale and skinny. It deals really high damage to one enemy and lowers defense of all enemies and causes fear to all enemies. Good character. Guardian character, focus on protect ally and big tank. All attacks on him deal 10% less damage. Can't survive lethal blow on 1 health. Best skills include cover move and shield bash. Ultimate is Guardian Pus. Isaac pops a pimple as holy light shines upon him. A barrier of pus now surrounds all allies. Pus reduces 10% damage from all incoming attacks for all allies. The pus stacks from Isaac's pre-existent spam shield and all other damage reduction stuff. It also reflects all attacks with 50% of their damage. It lasts for 10 seconds. Isaac, great support. Marcus, swimming character, very versatile, second fastest behind Bosco, decent health. Skills include butterfly smash and frog kick. Ultimate is aquatic heaven. The field turns into a swimming pool. Divers start raining from above. dealing low damage to one of the enemies. From the side, lots of swimmers swim into one enemy, dealing medium damage. An extremely fat guy goes on a diving board and jumps onto one enemy, dealing high damage. Slows all enemies. Pro gamer, focus in range combat, only character with gun! Actually, no, Jason also has a gun. Skills include AK-47, Scar 1, and Operator. Ultimate is super epic Fortnite montage. Mag does cool Fortnite building and shooting. Deals lethal damage to one enemy. Mag starts default dancing. Increase Mag movement speed for by 10% for 15 seconds. Ook Scary Chimpanzee. Very unique as he ramp up character. For every hit he lands without missing, he gets plus 1% damage. Stacks up to plus 50% damage per hit. Scale reset when roll and miss. Skills include Banana, Chimp Smash, and Ook Ook. Ultimate is Zoo Parade. A swarm of monkeys, elephants, and other animals run through the enemies while Roland do funny monkey dance in background. High damage to all enemies. Rice Guardian, Rice Healer, also Big PP. Skills include PP Slap, Rice Big Bull, and Rice Shoot. Ultimate is Rice from above. Holy Light shines on one enemy and one ally. Heal ally to full health. Deal medium damage to enemy. Wald, Rice's man on Earth. Most offensive Rice user. Attacks include Rice Sword, Rice Punch, and Rice Up Yo Ass. Ultimate is Super Rice. A gigantic rice made of gold is launched from Oswald's big rice home accurately onto one enemy's head, dealing lethal damage. Gordon, the anti-buff, anti-debuff Jesus. His skills can revert buff and stop debuffs, with one of them even reversing healing. Skills include no buff, no debuff, and no heal. Ultimate is Ultimate Balance. Gordon heals all allies by 50 health and deals 50 damage to all enemies. He then takes the average number of all his allies' health and sets all their health to that number, and he takes the average of all enemy health and sets the average to that number. Very situational character, but when situation right, he very useful. Hey, Jeffrey, basic character, basic punch, basic kick, everything's basic health, yeah. His ultimate is basic, where he just does basic stuff. He does, yeah, basic. Deals medium damage, basic damage, and yeah. Oh, finally I'm done with this video. It's 12 a.m. and I need to sleep. Goodbye.